Hey everybody, Chris Kelly here, Fast Sale Florida. I'm in an area called Lehigh Acres in Florida today, and it was a very heavily developed area in the sort of 2005, 6, 7, and because of the heavy development there, we saw in this area a lot of what was called then Chinese drywall and is now known as defective drywall. So I'm wanting to just talk to you a little bit about that period of time and what happened in areas like Cape Coral, Lehigh Acres, you know, these big areas of huge expanses of land where developers built loads of houses. They did it for as super as low cost as possible, and they would end up with some pretty bad ramifications really, which then actually led to further into the market to collapse in those particular areas. And Cape Coral, I believe, was the worst economic performing market in the whole United States of America in terms of housing, I believe, the worst and biggest declines, and this is one of the big reasons why. So if ever your house was built in 2004, 5, 6, 7, and you're in those sort of areas of Florida, always keep your eye out for Chinese or defective drywall. So let's talk about some of the telltale signs. So what Chinese drywall does, think of it a bit like the asbestosis, you know, mesothelioma situation, where you've got a building material that is letting off bad particles. Okay, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So what people noticed was that they were moving into these homes, and within a few weeks or months, they were having like really bad lung issues. The power was going out, the ACs were dying, you know, literally within months of them moving in. And they actually discovered that it was due to the drywall that had been put on the walls, because there was so much construction going on in the United States and indeed the world. There was a huge shortage of gypsum. So they started shipping in this drywall from China, and they started using it, but they didn't know that it was going to be problematic. It was only after people moved in, you know, after a few, you know, weeks, months, years, that it really started to take effect. But one of the telltale signs is it damages not only people's lungs, but you know, eyes, and you can kind of smell it too. But what it does is it erodes copper, and that's why people are having power outages, plumbing problems. The copper in there at the AC was you know, heavily problematic. So we actually bought this home and we had a home inspection, and we made sure there was no Chinese drywall in here. But when we sold this home, the next home inspector came to inspect it and instantly went, "There's Chinese drywall," because of a couple of things that I want to show you. So first and foremost, if you look under the sink here, there's a copper fitting back here. So the house is PVC, but here is a copper fitting. You can see how black it is. And that is a big telltale sign of Chinese drywall. And this house particularly, it wasn't to do with Chinese drywall at all. It was to do with the amount of sulfur that was in the well, and so on and so forth. But I'm just giving you some telltale signs of Chinese drywall. So firstly, you know, if you go into a building and your eyes are sort of stinging, you're getting any sort of respiratory problems, you know, you can smell something that's a bit funky. Always look out for, you know, copper that's going black. If the AC's only been fitted in the last, you know, oh, it's brand new AC, yeah, it might be a brand new AC, but it could be a brand new AC because the last one literally died. And the new owner's just trying to, so please watch out for that. So here's another example here on this electrical outlet. So once we saw the black copper on the kitchen sink, here is the grounding, and it just looks like it's sheathed in black plastic. It's actually not. That is copper that has turned black over time.